everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean State Aquatics TV. Today we're going to be talking about the driftwood we have available at our Seekonk location and how to determine what is going to be best to use in your tank. So we have 4 styles of wood available at our Seekonk location. We've got spiderwood, Malaysian driftwood, we've got dragonwood, and we've got our large driftwood. So I'm going to be going through today the differences between all of them and how to determine which one will be best for your tank. The first wood that we have is our spiderwood. This is a really cool style of wood, really spindly and thin. It's got that really cool lighter color. But something you do have to know is it does not stay this light color once it is submerged underwater for a while. As you can see in our big 220 display at our Seekonk location, we do have some of this spiderwood in it. You can see it's that light color on the top and it is actually a darker brown underwater. And that's the color that it actually turns once it's been submerged in water for a while. So if you do choose this wood, just keep in mind it will not stay this bright color for the whole duration that you have it. Other than that, because this wood is so thin and so spindly, it does not float for as much of a time as, let's say, some of these heftier pieces of wood would be. Overall, the spiderwood is a really unique piece of wood. It gives you nice depth and height in your tank without taking up too much room. It's one that we really like to use a lot in all of our tanks. So our second style of driftwood that we have is the Malaysian driftwood. This is a really cool, darker colored wood, and it is a little bit heftier. You can say it has a little bit more substance to it than the spiderwood, which is more spindlier. Since this wood is a little bit more dense, unfortunately it can float for a little bit longer, but nothing that a nice heavy rock on top of it can't solve. This style of wood also can release more tannins quicker than the spiderwood would. Overall, this is a really unique style of wood because it comes in lots of different styles and sizes. So we get a lot of these pieces of wood a lot smaller than the spiderwood, so they're really good for nano tanks and big tanks alike. So you can kind of piece them together in different shapes and styles. It's got lots of outcroppings and kind of coves and stuff like that. So it's really, really fun to kind of jigsaw with. Combine a few pieces together to get something bigger. Our third style of wood we have available at our Seekonk location, and only our Seekonk location, is dragonwood. This wood is really cool because, as you can hopefully see on the camera, it has a reddish hue to it. It also has a lot of really cool spindles. Company-wide, we only have 2 pieces of this wood left in stock. This one and one other I have in a tank up front, which is really, really unique because it has that reddish color to it. A unique aspect about this wood is the tannins that it releases, as opposed to being brown, is actually red. Another aspect about it is it will release a lot of tannins really quickly and then it would go away. Overall, this style of wood is really unique, really cool if you're going for that showstopper effect in your tank. It's got lots of places for fish to hide, lots of unique character and depth to it. It's a really reliable piece of wood. We like using it a lot. And our fourth style of driftwood that we have today is our giant driftwood. This driftwood is really cool if you have a really big tank and you want to add some center point or a main aspect to your tank. We have lots of different styles, we have lots of different sizes, different shapes. The one con about using a piece of driftwood this big is it will float, and it is going to float for a long time. So you're going to have to find a big old rock or a few rocks in some cases to stick on top of it to make sure it stays where you want it to stay. Most of the giant driftwood pieces that we sell here, we have actually pre-soaked for a while and we have pressure washed it so it is completely clean and ready to go inside of your tank. That being said, even though it has been pre-soaked, it is still going to float for a while. It is still going to release some tannins, not as much as if we didn't, but it still will float, still will release tannins. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. These pieces of wood are really cool if you want to get something kind of like we have here, where the wood comes up out of the tank if you want to fasten a plant to it or anything like that. Gives you that cool coming out of the tank feel. Overall, these are really great pieces of wood and would make a fantastic addition to any of those larger scale aquariums that you may own. This really is our last style of wood that we have available at our Seekonk location. A really unique aspect about this style of wood, it has a really, really low tannin leach. So if you really don't like the look of tannins, but you really want a piece of wood in your tank, this is definitely the wood to go with. Besides that, it is a really awesome looking style of wood. We got a lot of it in store, so if you like it, come check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.